This is our mobility A series. We got 7 different movements, 10 reps for each. We're gonna go through 2 rounds. If you feel like you wanna get a little bit more mobility work in there, you can add a 3rd round if you like. Focus on getting a nice stretch at the end range of motion for all of the movements. No pain, no strain, just a good stretch. Here we go. First, calf raises, 3 different directions. So we'll go inside. We're gonna shoot for 10 reps. I'll demonstrate a few. I won't bore you with every single rep. This is just so you can get an idea of the form. Feet pointed out, 10 reps. On all of the calf raises, make sure you're pushing through the ball of your big toe. And then straight ahead, 10 reps. Gonna help strengthen the calf, Achilles, and warm up your ankle complex. Number 2, we're gonna do a set of bodyweight squats. This is a little different than normal. This is a side-to-side squat. So legs are together. We're gonna go knees to one side, knees to the other side. Shooting for 10 total. This might feel a little bit weird at first, but we're trying to strengthen all that connective tissue around the joints. Gain just a little bit of mobility. Always remember, no pain, no strain, just a nice stretch and a good pump here. Number 3 is gonna be a side lunge. So take a relatively wide stance, lunge to the side, so we're stretching the adductors, try to get as full of a range of motion as you can, and we'll go to the other side. Right? Balanced and controlled over one foot, with the other side stretching. Feet are pointing straight ahead, parallel to each other. You should feel a pretty good adductor stretch in there. 10 on each side. We'll stick with a semi-wide stance. We're gonna do a good morning. I'll show you a 3/4 view. Feet parallel, prisoner position, hands at the temples, push the hips back. You should feel those hamstrings lengthen, and then squeeze the glutes at the top. As much depth as you can, keeping a nice and neutral spine. 10 reps there. Next, we have a long lunge. So we're taking a very long stance, longer than you'd normally go if you were doing weighted lunges. And for this one, I'm gonna drive my knee forward. Most of my weight's on my forefoot. Again, no pain in the knee, and then back up. Drive the knee forward. I'm lengthening the hip flexors of my trail leg. That's the main focus here. It's almost like doing a front split, but you're not quite doing a front split, because front splits are really hard. But we're trying to get as much length as possible. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Number 3, little thoracic spine work. We're doing a helicopter. So come into a bent over position, nice neutral back, and we're rotating up as far as you can. Arm, shoulders, mid-back, all rotating. And your head can follow the hand. Exhale as you go. 10 on each side. And last but not least, this is the only one we need a piece of equipment for. We're gonna do a dowel overhead extension. So we have the dowel. I'm gonna go wide, pretty wide at first, because my elbows will stay straight as I go overhead, all the way back. Overhead, all the way forward. A couple details on this. Elbows stay straight. If you feel like you can get your hands a little more narrow with a smooth range of motion, do so. What we don't want is this, hands too narrow, and it gets clunky and wonky, right? We want a nice stretch. So find that sweet spot where it's smooth with a good stretch. You can get a shoulder shrug as you go overhead. And the last point is try to keep all your fingers on the dowel, at least lightly. Try to have your ring finger and your pinky finger still touching the dowel when you're all the way back. So you're really externally rotating your arm from your humerus. 10 times there, right? So that's our series of 7 movements. Again, 10 reps for each. Go through minimum 2 rounds. You can add a 3rd if you like, if you want a little extra mobility work, or say you're ice cold and you need to warm up a little bit. Give it a try.